Good morning, my dear students. Today, our lesson is rock. So, as per our textbook, what is rock? The outer hard layer of the earth is made of rocks. Rocks are homogeneous or heterogeneous aggregates of one or more minerals. In another language, we say that a rock is a naturally occurring solid. It is made of minerals or other mineral like substances. The Earth's outer solid layer, the lithosphere, is made of rocks. That means the Earth's crust is made of rocks. Uh, Before the study of rock, at first we must know about what is magma and what is lava. At your previous class, you read about these two words, magma and lava. So, what is magma? We can say that the molten material inside the surface of the earth is known as magma. And what is lava? Now, when these molten materials come out on the surface of the earth is known as lava. Now we read about the yellow box. There is two important terms, porosity and permeability. So my dear student, what is porosity? The word porosity comes from a Greek word poros, P-O-R-O-S, that means passage. In definition, porosity is defined as being full of tiny holes that water or air can get through. An example of porosity is the quality of a sponge. The porosity of a sponge allows it to become saturated with soap and water. So, what is permeability? Permeability is how easily liquid and gas passes through some things. An example of permeability is how fast water flows through a porous rock. Now we discuss about the classification of rocks. We can classify rocks into three types. Here these are: first is igneous rock, second is sedimentary rock, and the third is metamorphic rock. So first, igneous rock. What is igneous rock? Igneous rocks are formed when molten magma cools either above or below the surface. They are divided into two main categories, plutonic and volcanic, that is also known as extrusive and intrusive. So, what is extrusive rock, igneous rock, or what is intrusive igneous rock? When the molten magma comes out from the interior of the earth, then it is known as extrusive igneous rock. And when the molten magma don't come out from the magma chamber, it is solidified interior of the earth, then it is known as intrusive igneous rock. The extrusive igneous rock is further divided into two parts. What are they? The lava rock and the pyroclastic rock. When magma flows or erupts onto Earth's surface, it is called lava, and when this lava is solidified, then it is known as lava rock. Example of lava rock is basalt. Now, what is pyroclastic rock? rock composed of volcanic fragments derived from explosive volcanic activity. Pyroclastic rock contains more than 75% by volume of pyroclastic fragments, the remaining materials being generally of epiplastic, organic, chemically sedimentary, or authentic organic. Tuff is one of the example of pyroclastic rock. Now, the intrusive igneous rock is further divided into two types. What are they? One is plutonic rock and another is hypabasal rock. What is plutonic rock? The Greek god named after Pluto, these rocks are named plutonic rock. When the magma solidified in deeper to the interior of the earth is known as plutonic rock. What is the example? Granite. What is hypabasal rock? Hypabasal rocks are the rocks when the intrusive igneous rock is solidified near the earth's surface, then it is known as hypabasal rock. What is the example? The example is dolerite. Now, my dear students, we discuss about the characteristics of igneous rock. What are the main characteristics? These igneous rocks are very hard, heavy and compact. They are crystalline in structure. Joints and cracks are very common in these types of rock, so these are highly permeable. The color of these rocks are vary from light to dark shades, and there are no fossils found in these types of rocks. Now we discuss about sedimentary rock. Sedimentary rocks are the most common rocks on the earth. They formed at or near the earth's surface. Sedimentary rock is formed in layers which were laid down one by one on top of another. Some of the layers are thin, some of the layers are thick. After the formation of igneous rock, the sediments and debris derived from the sources through erosion and transported by the natural agents of erosions like river, glacier, wind, etc., they collected down to the deep sea and formed sedimentary rock. What are the examples of sedimentary rock? Chalk, sandstone, mudstone, etc. Now, what are the characteristics of sedimentary rocks? Layers and mud cracks are found in these types of rock. Fossils are found only in these types of rock. These rocks are porous and fragile. These rocks are highly permeable. Different sedimentary rocks have different capacity to resist erosion. Generally, this type of sedimentary rocks have lower resistance of erosion. They are soft. Some examples of these types of rocks are coal, etc. These are softer than igneous rock and do not have joints, cracks, or crystalline in structure. Now we discuss about fossils. Fossils are the preserved remains or traces of remains of ancient organisms. Fossils are not the remains of the organism itself, they are rocks. Fossils can preserve an entire organism or just a part of it, bones, cells, feathers, and leaves can all become fossils or the trace of that kind of organism. Now we discuss about metamorphic rock. Metamorphic rocks are formed by rocks coming under great pressure and high temperatures. These temperatures and pressures are found under mountains and volcanoes, especially when continental plates move together. So, metamorphic rocks can transform from one rock to another rock. This is known as metamorphic rock. What are the main cause behind these metamorphic rocks? One is pressure and another is temperature. By which process these rocks are transformed is known as metamorphism. Metamorphism is the process by which one rock transforms into another rock. What are the characteristics of metamorphic rock? Metamorphic rocks are harder than sedimentary rocks. Sometimes it harder than igneous rocks too. There are no fossils found in these kinds of rock, and metamorphic rocks are sometimes crystalline in form. Some metamorphic rocks, examples of some metamorphic rocks are from granite to gneiss, from basalt to amphibolite, from sandstone to quartzite, from limestone to marble, from peat coal to graphite, from mudstone or shale to slate, and slate to phyllite, and phyllite to schist. These are the examples of metamorphic rock. So, we can call that one rock is transformed into another kind of rocks. This is known as rock cycle. So now we discuss about rock cycle. The rock cycle is the process by which rock of one kind change into rocks of another kind. There are three main kinds of rock: igneous, metamorphic and sedimentary. Each of these rocks can change into the other kinds by physical processes: cooling, melting, heating, weathering, erosion, etc. etc. When heated, dipped underground, rocks became magma. Above ground, it is called lava. Sediment, the particles from rock erosion and weathering, is the basis for sedimentary rock. Igneous rock is hardened magma which can happen above or below ground. It can melt into magma, erode into sediments, or be pressed tightly through to become metamorphic rock. Metamorphic rock is igneous or sedimentary rock that has been heated and squeezed, can erode into sediments or melt into magma. It is formed under extreme pressure and temperature deep inside mountain chains. Sedimentary rock is compressed sediments which can come from any of the other rocks plus remains of living things. It can erode back into sediments or be pressurized into metamorphic rock and can be melted into magma which forms igneous rock. So, this process is known as rock cycle. In this picture, we can easily understand about rock cycle. So, we can say that there is no trace of beginning and no prospect of an end. This rock cycle, this process can occur in different order and the cycle goes on forever. Now we discuss about influence of rock on landforms. If we carefully see that different kinds of rock have different kinds of landforms. For example, if we see the Chotanagpur region, including Ranchi, that is formed an ancient granite. Granitic landforms are generally dome-shaped with round tops. If we see about Deccan Trap, in the Deccan Plateau of peninsular India, the landforms are flat-topped, as the region is formed of basic igneous rock like basalt. So basaltic landforms are generally flat-topped. If we see landforms that is created with limestone, some different kinds of things are formed there. What are they? They are stalactite, stalagmite, some pillar, limestone pillar. These caves, these types of landforms are known as karst topography. So different kinds of landforms formed in different kinds of rocks. Now we discuss about rock forming minerals. What are the rock forming minerals? At first we know about what are minerals. A mineral is, broadly speaking, a solid chemical compound that occurs naturally in pure form. Minerals are most commonly associated with rocks due to the presence of minerals within rocks. These rocks may contain of one type of minerals or may be an aggregate of two or more different types of minerals. Elements or compounds that are crystalline have well defined atomic structure and chemically bondage and occur naturally in rocks are called minerals. There are different kinds of minerals, but main rock forming minerals are quartz, feldspar, mica and gypsum. Here is a short question. Mohs scale. What is Mohs scale? Mohs scale is a hardness measurement scale of minerals. The top value is 10 and the lowest value is 1. So the talc, the mineral talc have the value of 1 and diamond have the value of 10. So diamond is the hardest mineral and talc have no hardness. Now we discuss about formation of soil from rocks. How soil is formed from rocks? At first we know about what is soil. Soil is a mixture of organic matter, minerals, gases, liquid and organisms that together supports life. According to our textbook, the thin film of rock, debris and organic matter on parent rock that sustain living beings is called soil. There are different kinds of natural agents like river, wind, rainfall, etc., and with the help of weathering, the rocks are divided into pieces and form rock debris. This debris is known as regolith. This debris then interacts naturally with water, air and organic matter to form soil. The characteristics feature of a soil usually depend on the nature of the rock by which it originated. By which the rock is originated, that is known as parent rock. For example, black soil, red soil and sandy soil are made mainly from basalt, granite and sandstone respectively.